Hey guys, Rob from Georgia with my fourth episode of my 22 Shots of Appreciation. Real quick, it's just where I throw a shout out to the guys at the 22 Shots of Horror, Moods and Horror, and just for all they do, and recognize some of the titles that have gotten into my collection as a result of listening to the podcast, or those things associated with the podcast, as I'll mention here in a minute. So for episode 4, this week I want to, well, we are still here. Now, we are still here. This is a 2015 film. In fact, I believe on episode 68 in the top 10 of 2015, Moods ranked this. I think he number 7 at 8.5 out of 10. Correct me, Moods, if I'm wrong. But you know, I can't remember, and I searched long and hard. I can't remember where it is exactly the first time I heard about this movie. I know it was somewhere in the podcast, somewhere maybe in news, or maybe it was Moods' pick of the week, or one of the guys' pick of the week. I can't remember, and I tried. I looked really hard through all the podcasts, and I just could not seem to pin it down. But I do know this: it was the podcast. And in fact, on episode 60, I dropped voicemail with regards to this movie that you might want to go back and check out, because it really created a great conversation between the guys, and all three. Well, Jeremy a little bit, but mostly it was JP and Moods. And in fact, Jeremy wasn't too thrilled that I dropped 3 voicemails that week. But, you know, we don't remember these things. But anyways, we are still here. This movie, Moods has said it. I agree. It's meant to be a love letter to Fulci, and but I love it too, because it not only does it lean towards Carpenter and the fog you see towards the end a little bit, but H.P. Lovecraft. Even in the beginning, when the old guy shows up and starts telling his story, he mentions Essex County, and that is right out of Lovecraft mythology. And in Providence, of course, we know this is where H.P. Lovecraft was born and lived much of his life. But this is a big nod to Fulci and The Beyond, probably more specifically. I gotta tell you, man, this movie's a slow burn, but when we get to the end and Dave, the old guy, and Dagmar face off, you know, and then it all just goes. I mean, it's like, I mean, it was like blood everywhere. Like, you get like hardly no blood in this whole entire movie. And then when we we turn some corner, I don't know what it is, but man, it's like, I don't know if Ted Geoghegan, the director, just thought, dude, that's right, this is a love letter to Fulci. Bam! It's just like all over the place. But 2015, we are still here. This is the cover, and of course, a little bit of look. The commentary is great. We find out they filmed live on location outside of Rochester, a small little town. And so what's great too is it's a snow movie, and it's cold, it feels cold. It's because they were out there filming this on location. And it gets no better than that. I mean, right from the opening scene all the way through the entire movie. I won't really review the movie at all. If you want to hear review Moods on 31 Days of Horror, day 11, I want to say, and he gives a pretty good 10-minute or so review of We Are Still Here. And of course, again, it is mentioned in episode 68 as part of the top 10 films of 2015. And of course, the voicemail I dropped on episode 60, not because I dropped the voicemail, but it did start a really cool conversation with the guys. And so anyways, episode 4, my 22 shots of appreciation, I decided to go with We Are Still Here, because if it wasn't for Moods and the podcast, dude, this, it wouldn't be in my stuff. And I love this movie. I mean, I really love this movie. It probably was the best movie of 2015 for me in terms of horror. Just because I love Lovecraft, I love Fulci, I love Carpenter. I love it when somebody decides to do something because they love it and it comes through. I mean, too many times we hear this, and it just never rings through. But here, I think this is one of those rare exceptions. This is it, man. We are still here at the end. I still can't get over the end. The end is freaking awesome. Okay, but anyways, we are still here. Ted Geoghegan. It's 2015. I mentioned the places you could get some information, but check out Moods' review. That's a pretty good review. And who knows, maybe somewhere down the line I'll actually review this thing once I've soaked it up a little bit more. But that'll wrap it up. Episode 4 of my 22 Shots of Appreciation. Again, it is We Are Still Here. And, well, if you haven't picked it up, what are you waiting for?